Debate That, where we discuss relationships, pop culture, social issues, and much, much more. My name is Jay, and guess who's Bazak?
And I'm Nay. Did y'all miss me?
And I'm Sean Dawn, back in the building.
Mr. Nostradamus, what we got for today?
First of all, we did miss you, Nate. Welcome back. So we got a question for you today.
Even you?
Of course I miss you, Nate.
He was the corporate.
So our question today is, should you get comfortable in a relationship?
So I guess we need to define what comfortable is and start there. So I'll start off by saying, to me, comfortable is being okay in your skin and being your authentic self and allowing yourself to, again, just basically be you within the relationship.
I think the same thing what Jay just said. Like I said, comfortability is being your own, being who you are, the same way you enter that relationship, being true to you, and obviously, you know what I mean, not having to walk on eggshells, you know what I mean, in the midst of that relationship. But comfortability can be a lot of other things as well, like not letting yourself go and things to that nature, you know what I mean, or stop doing the things that you didn't do before when you were in the honeymoon phase of your relationship, you know what I mean?
I think comfortable has a two-way street for the definition. First one is definitely, I agree with you, Jay, like it's a place of home, a place of not feeling stressed, and a place where you can be uniquely you, a place where you can relax and the burdens are lifted. Comfortable can also be a place where you're not allowed the opportunities to grow. You're not allowed to be put in a position to be stretched. So anytime I see that word comfortable, I always have to look at two ends of the spectrum for that buzzword. And when I'm in a position of being comfortable, I have to also make sure that I'm allowing opportunities for me to grow.
Oh, dang.
I get it.
She ended so abruptly. I was like, oh,
you
she
was
got
waiting for what?
and then it was like, no, it was good. It was good. I just thought you had more coming. I would have been leaning forward. I would have hit the head on the computer.
I also feel like in a relationship, outside of being who you are and feeling like you're in a safe place, I feel like being comfortable in a relationship also can make you not do things that you normally would because you feel like you don't have to do those things. You know what I mean? Like, let's say
eat the eat them groceries.
Oh, you called it something else. What'd you call it before?
I said eating a little dookie shoot.
Hey, if that's what you did to get her, that's what you got to do to keep her. Hey, ain't no stopping once you start. You can't stop, man. You can't pull back.
Hello.
You can't pull back.
But I think that is also a part of the definition of being comfortable as well. As like, you know, you might shower every day, but then once you move into your own home, you might skip a day or two. So now you got comfortable. You know what I mean? So I think outside of just being like, nah, like, why you laughing?
Yeah, which one? You might skip a day or two.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, when you're in a relationship, that's a form of comfortable too. That, you know, is outside of being like yourself or who you are or whatever the case is.
Oh, I used to change my drawers every day. Now I only change them every 2 to 3 days.
I just remember that.
You know,
you got to go.
It's one of these things where, like, you definitely got to stay consistent and keep everything rolling, because so what if the individual when you first got together, they weigh 150 pounds, and then like Sean said earlier, and then they just let themselves go because now they get in a place where they're comfortable and it's not a medical issue, and they just let themselves go. Like that's getting comfortable in a relationship and then just being like, well, whatever. Like,
Hey,
You got
Yeah.
complacent.
Huh?
That comfortability led to complacency.
So and with that, yeah, you're right, because comfortable and complacent and maybe that comfortable got, remember you always say, somebody always says it is levels. So
Mhm.
maybe that comfort got to a level where it became complacency.
Complacent. Yep, that's exactly what happens.
And then now I'm just to the point where it's like, well, I got you, whatever. I'm not going to do the extra stuff that I used to do. But the fact of the matter is, man, while a person's not caring, somebody else is.
Yep.
facts.
So you and you don't do it because of somebody else. You do it because I'm trying to maintain a consistent standard, right? I'm trying to keep it where this is how I look when I first got with you, and so I'm trying to keep it there. Now we understand age happens and things change over time, but just a person to be like, whatever, I don't care no more, that's different.
There's a weight limit.
But I mean,
I
that
think
could
that you know, and nobody, you know, it's one thing to say in a relationship that your significant other kind of lost it, and whether it be weight wise or just keeping up with themselves. Maybe they used to dress up all the time. Your girl used to, you know, get cute,
Get her
and
hair
now
done.
get her hair done, and now she don't care. I think it also that comfortability that leads to complacency. Also, like somewhere along the way, sometimes people like lose that self-love. Like you shouldn't allow being so comfortable where you don't even care enough about yourself to keep yourself up. And I think that's what's even more important.
No, that's a
I
good-
agree.
that's
But
a
if
good-
I
you
love
love me
me
for
some
who I
me.
am, why should I have to keep myself up though? You know what I mean? Like you already love me. I got you. So what more do I have to do?
I just feel like love and being comfortable and complacency is two different entities. It has nothing
They
to do with
are.
it. You could still love that person and you love them enough to tell them the truth. Yo, you looking a hot mess. I need for you to get it together.
Yeah, because if that other person still feel like they got it going on and they love themselves some of themselves, I should say, then if that other person is lacking, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Big time.
And then you get to a point where, like, the relationship is it's the two of you, and you notice that your significant other's falling off the face of the earth. They ain't put together. Then at that point, because you love them, you say, "Yo, like whatever I could do, we gonna do this together, and I could help you, and whether it's get to the gym or yo,
That
like
ain't always it. You make that
and
sound so easy, but that's not
but
an
for
easy
real,
conversation.
you right. You right. It's a hard conversation to have, but we always open. We got to learn to
She be like,
communicate.
"What? You ain't happy with me no more? What? I ain't got it going on for you no more?"
Hold on, never mind.
Listen,
Do you think that's a harder conversation to have with a woman or a man?
I think it's harder than man.
So a man to have the conversation with a woman?
I think it's harder for the man to have that conversation with the woman.
I think
Because a dude is just like, hey, you told me I'm fat, all right. You know what I mean? I do what I can to get rid of it. I'll do what I need to do.
Say it again, Jay. I think I'm confused.
Okay. Is that conversation harder to have? Okay, let me put it like this. Is it harder to have that conversation when a man is telling a woman or a woman is telling a man?
A man is telling a woman.
Exactly.
It's harder.
You better put a Kevlar suit on because she about to stab, bro.
You walking in quicksand. You like what?
You better send her a text message.
You can't even have that conversation with a woman.
And I don't think that's fair.
Okay,
you know
so
what I
don't think that's all the way true though, because like for me personally, okay, I need truthful answers when it comes to stuff like that from the person that I know that cares about me and loves me.
Segue. Check this out. So there was a Nah, that's a different one. So we'll go there a little bit later. Do you think that women know? So when women get in a relationship, for the most part, they know what they want. That men know what they want and are willing to say what they want. Perfect example. If you're in a relationship, if you start a relationship, you out, and a woman says, "What are your expectations?" And homeboy says, "I expect to have my woman cook for me, cook dinner for me, and have it ready." Like, for a man to say that, I think men are looked at a different way if a man said something like that. So I don't know that men really are able to come out and say what they actually want or what their expectations are, because a woman will be like, "I need a dude who make this amount of money. I need a dude he needs to have his own car, his own house. He needs to," right?
And they'll boldly do that.
Right.
Dude, we just like, hey,
what that mouth do?
Hey, let me slide in.
I think both men and women know what they want. It's just the amount that they know, right? Because
no,
men are more simple. Men are, again, what that mouth do. If I take you out on a date, I'm only looking for a couple of things initially.
Okay, so
What's
look,
that?
I think
Conversation.
Okay, so okay, so this is how I look at this. That's a really good question, right? That's a good question, and I do not disagree with you. But here's the thing. I think, okay, for me, speaking from my own experience, this past like year and a half for me has been a period of me learning and understanding the difference between what I know I want, what I know I wanted, and what I know I need. That comes with growth, maturity, wisdom. There is a big difference between what an individual wants and what an individual actually needs. Yes, most of the time we do know what we want. On the other end of the fence, we do not know what we need as individuals. I'm in a position right now in my life where I feel like I know a lot of what I need in a relationship, not just about my wants. Sometimes your wants isn't what's going to take you far, isn't what's going to be that, like, remember I was talking about like how, like, you know, you got to water the plants to grow a relationship. It's what I want isn't going to water me. It isn't going to be that food to really cultivate the nay that I'm purposed to be. So when it comes to relationship, is what I've been focused, and I'm talking about relationships. What I need is what I've been more focused on lately.
I was going to ask you, what's more important? Like, in a relationship, what's more important, a want or a need?
A need, hands down.
So if you say that you need a man, you know how much other independent women would probably disagree with the fact that you say you need a man. So you probably want a man versus need a man. So what's more important, want or need?
It's all about what you need.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I still say the same thing. It's all about what you need.
I agree. So fellas out there, if y'all hearing, y'all listening, women, the IG model that you've been looking at ain't what you need.
That's what you want.
Esther that you went to school with, who live up the street from you, is what you need.
Hey, this is for Nate. Talk that talk.
Is that what you mean right now?
Yeah, but to your point, Jay, I think it, between men and women knowing what they want or what they need, I think it comes down to like an age thing. I think it also comes down to like what Nate said in terms of just trying to figure that out. Like, you have to consciously try to figure that out, right? A lot of people go through relationships, they break up and they don't care to know why they broke up, and they continue doing the same stuff.
It's the same
so then they definitely get lost.
And over again.
Talk that talk.
That's gonna be the new segment. Talk that talk.
That's a fact.
It's gonna be the same cycles over and over and over again. You have to break that cycle and figure out, okay, like, I keep chasing after my wants and it ain't getting me anywhere. So what is it that I really need?
That's deep. Yo, I've never thought about it from that angle. It's always been, okay, what do I
That's
want?
what Nate's been working on. That's what I've been working on.
Hey,
that's pretty dope though.
Somebody need to hear that.
That's dope. And I think your want actually turns into your need some kind of way. To where basically
you can look at it like that.
So,
yeah, because I'm saying like if you know what if you feel like you I know, like I said, you as a person, you're independent, you know what I mean, you're single mom. Do you necessarily, which to Nostradamus, when he says, do you need or do you want a man, where women would disagree, you being single and independent can say, I don't necessarily need one, but I'm in a position to where if I want one, it falls into my need. You know what I mean? Because at that point, it's not just the want. You know what I mean? So because you know what you actually are looking for.
Can I ask you real quick? Does a want stem from a need?
It does.
Yeah.
Like the whole want, like this is the whole need, but you say, I'm gonna take this, and this is what I want. But does a want?
So typically, with a want is something that you just continuously like laser focus on, and you forget about the whole big.
It's like
picture.
A desire.
You forget about that whole big picture beyond that little speckle. Like, okay, so let's go back to what Sean said, right? About needing a man, right? I am sure that as an individual single woman, I can survive without a man, right? I am in the position now in my life because of growth that this growth journey that I've been on. I desire to have, my need consists of a desire to have someone that is going to be supportive, that can help me grow to a better version of myself, and that I can reciprocate that same thing towards them, the support, the growing to a better version of themselves. At this point in my life, I know that subsector of relationship is what I need. So if I want a man, that need has to come with that particular individual. The need is the support and cultivating growth.
So so for you, that comfort level, so what I initially said with being comfortable with who you are and things like that, like you seem like you're getting to that space and or there, right? At that point where you're comfortable with that. And I think that comfortable is great because you understand that, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I don't want. Right. So when you tie all that together, you get to this place where you know you because you're trying to become the best version of yourself. Now you're okay to the positive criticism that will come from the other side to help you get to that point. Okay.
But I'll break it down even farther between this want and need, though, right? You say you need a man, but what if? Well, she said she needed a man, not one.
She basically said, "The Lord is my shepherd; He know what I want."
Thank you.
That's
Amen.
the bottom line.
Do you need somebody who's attractive, or do you want somebody who's attractive? Like, being that if you need a man or need a woman, can you settle for somebody who is maybe a 2 versus somebody who's a 7?
So you're trying to say she get rid of Morris Chestnut and get Shabba Ranks?
Shabba.
But that's a legitimate thing because whenever it comes to need versus want, you're gonna want that attractiveness, but you just need that person that can provide you that growth, stability, and stuff. You know what I mean?
We know that you have to have somebody who's appealing. Obviously, they have to be attractive. Somebody has to catch your eyes. Yeah, you gotta have them.
Hold up. have you ever been around a person that you didn't consider 8, 9, 10, right?
Heck yeah.
But she's
And
a 10
you're
of somebody else.
attracted to them.
But over time of being around that person, they became more attractive.
Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, I ain't never had that experience.
Yo, kill yourself. Look, if you get around a person and you start to see the other side of the person, then that starts to change some things, and things start to look a little bit better because, yo, this is what I need.
Exactly.
Hey, Mr. Nostradamus over here got all tens. That's how he rolled.
No,
Okay.
I don't want all 10s either. I definitely don't got all 10s. I'll tell you that, because that comes when you got 10s. Too much trouble come with that. So I look for the 3, 4s, and 5s.
But what
the
is
ones
it?
with the low
See,
self-esteem?
you can't even say that because a 10. Listen, you know what? I'm done.
Oh shoot! No,
I'm
so
done.
he can look like he the king. He
I'm
said,
done.
"Let me get that low self-esteem one over there, so I can look like I'm the man."
I'm done.
Hey, look. I just read this. It said beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The beholder got to hang around long enough to see the beauty, though.
That's dope.
From True, talk that talk.
So what about if we get back to this whole comfort thing? Do you think at the beginning of relationship maybe standards are set too high, and then when you set that standard, like that expectation becomes that's what's what they want? For example, like if you take somebody out on a date every Friday, and then a year in, you guys, it goes down to like every other Friday, and then it goes to like once a month. Like, do you think maybe that standard was set too high at the beginning for somebody to end up starting to feel like, oh, you're getting comfortable, we're not doing the things that we used to do?
Are you meeting the representative, or are you meeting the individual?
Yeah, I was going to say, because if you start a new job, how long does it take you to get comfortable in that new job? You know what I mean?
3
Before
months.
you start. You on that 90 day, huh? 90 day, you calling out.
On the 91st day, walk in 20 minutes late.
No, but for real though.
You start taking breaks as soon as you clock in, huh?
I think the expectation is always going to be kind of set high when you go and you start dating in the beginning, because everybody putting their best foot forward for the most part to try to see what they're going to get. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If the stuff starts selling after them 90 days and you start seeing, oh, well, I used to go on dates or I used to get text messages, now them things fading away, then you know what you're dealing with at that point. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's a 3-month sort of waste. It can be. Or, you know what I mean? You can work it out.
3 months? Why is that a thing?
I just used that from Jay.
Show me your true colors from the beginning.
Thank you. That's why I don't believe in that whole dating stuff, because like you said,
straight shooter.
You're gonna get that representative. You know what I mean? So
I think that you should date all the way through. I believe in dating. You gotta just date all the way through.
So my thing is, I don't call it dating, because when you call it dating, people automatically get in that mode where they feel like they gotta impress somebody else. So for me, I always said, let's go hang out. Because when you go hang out, you don't have to feel like you need to impress me. We just gonna go hang out and be ourselves, and that makes it more comfortable. So that way you know who you're gonna see.
Don't interchange.
That's just you using a different verbiage.
Yeah, like I say hanging out, dating. Like we hanging out tonight, we dating. Like this, you just interchange.
But I think it's interchangeable. But what I'm saying is, for me, dating sounds more formal than hang out. And then when you think it's more formal, that's when you put on that facade to try to impress somebody else.
So you saying if somebody be like, I'm hanging out, they about to come out in their bonnet with some slides on.
Correct.
Facts. Okay. I got you. So I
don't know, because anytime that I'm going on to like, what we wearing? We going in like we dressing down or we dressing up today?
You talking about like how you got tricked on that first episode, that KFC?
Yeah.
No,
You hanging
no,
out or
but
where you
seriously,
taking?
like if we're like, okay, what we like, we going on a date, right?
No, I feel you.
One of the first questions that I ask is, what we wearing tonight? We rocking kicks, or do I need to wear some heels? And I think you should switch it up. Like,
I agree.
today we're gonna
That's
be
cool.
comfortable.
You know why I don't agree with that? If I can be attracted to you when you're dressed down, I'm most certainly going to be attracted to you when you dress up.
That's my thing. If you could dress down, I'm down with the dress down first and foremost. You
Yeah,
throwing some
so like,
sweatpants,
let's
some
do it.
shorts, some sneakers, we Gucci. I'm good. You know, you won me over at that point. You want to throw in a dress and some heels later? That's cool. But if you could throw in some Timbs, some sweatpants or something, we good.
Okay, I got a question for the whole comfort thing. And Nate, you look like you had something else to say though. Okay. Okay, look. Here's the question. Should, in the relationship, right? Should you have something that you're proud of, that you make sure that you put everything you have into it? Does that make sense?
In a relationship.
Yes.
The other person,
Yes.
it's something that you do that you give 110% because this is the thing that you do for them to let them know that I appreciate you.
Yes. I think, yes.
No, you shouldn't have one thing. It should be everything.
Let me give you an example.
Please do. Elaborate.
Okay. So for me and my wife, we've been married ever, right? So since we've been married for so long, things change along the way, right? I don't do everything that I did initially because she's not that same woman.
Mm-hmm.
So because things change, I've learned to change with her, right? So here's what I do. Something that I do for my wife that I give 110% in is doing things that are just out of the ordinary for her, right? So she has a spa day on Sunday, right? On Sunday, when she gets home from work, if she wants it, then I make her a bath. I put candles out there. I give her a pedicure.
Cute.
So I'm about to kick you off this damn show right now. Black him out.
Thank you. Hey, I think you're cutting out. You cutting out. I can't hear you.
And let me
You're
finish
lagging.
That is so cute.
Oh, I don't give her one lick no more. I give her two.
Oh man, you let me
She's
finish.
Changed over time.
you gonna let me finish. So she has a spa day on Sunday, right? So I take care of those things for her because first off, that's my queen, so I got to make sure she's good, right? So I got to do those things to make sure I uplift her. I do those things because she's married to me. These are perks of being married to me, so I'm going to do those things along with some other stuff, like she's in school, so I'm going to do all the cooking. Yo, you kill yourself, John. So you can get things done. Should you do that in today's society? Should you do things like that so you don't get comfortable?
I think that's dope, though, to be honest with you, Jim. I salute you, brother. I said I salute you. I think that's dope. You should,
and vice versa.
Definitely vice versa. Can you say the same for you?
What?
Is there something that she does for you?
So I don't know because I'm looking at it. Is it stuff that she does? Yes, she does. She does stuff for me, but I take it to another level because I know that I can't do the things that I initially did anymore. So I'm going to change up to do other things, right? So I got to step it up. I just never. I don't. It's for my own personal, I guess.
No, I feel you. I'm with you.
But I do that because she's married to me. And because you're married to me, then you get this. It's the same thing I do with my friends. Because you're my friend, right? You're my homeboy, then you get this. That's how I treat my relationships.
As long as I keep my lady walking funny, that's more than 100%.
Oh God!
Hey, Nan, what that mouth do?
No, I think what you're saying though, Jay, I think as you grow, right, you got to adapt. You do have to change. So maybe those Friday night dates isn't what you guys can do every week, but you find something else that your significant other appreciates and will enjoy. So then you start doing those things. And as you grow, you adapt. I think that's dope.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Like I said, I salute you, my brother. That's actually dope.
But I don't think as men, I personally, I think that because of the feminist movement and all that, I think we have kind of lost what it is that we're supposed to be doing in our relationships, which should be based on each relationship. But I don't know that it's there. Like, I'm going to do this for my wife or my girlfriend or my significant other, however you want to put it. I'm going to do this. And I don't know that we do that because we're not even coming out and saying what we want.
So on the other side though, like you do that, right? So you're showing that you're not comfortable, you're not getting complacent. But what if your lady or your significant other, now they start to expect it and then they just don't show the appreciation back? Like, now are they the ones getting comfortable expecting that they should be receiving these stuff all the time?
So the whole point of the thing is not to get comfortable, but if a person does get comfortable, then they either they need to be checked and or they need to check themselves. You should if it's not a competition, but
Right.
you want to make sure that you take care of the other person.
Exactly.
Right? Me doing this is why Happy Life, Happy Wife, go check out that episode. This is why Happy Life, Happy Wife doesn't translate in today's, well, it never translated, because if I'm doing X, Y, and Z to make sure you're good and a person is just taking advantage of that, they should be reciprocating. And it may not be the same thing, but it needs to be reciprocated to the other individual to say,
it does. It does have to be.
I think in all relationships, though, you got to reciprocate. It should be
one person can't just continuously be watered and the other person's not. That person
correct.
Die away, like straight up.
But I mean, also, I'm taking it to a whole nother level, right? The stuff that I do is on a whole nother level. So I can't expect everybody to do what I'm doing, because that
there too.
Not even that's not fair.
No, but all the ladies watching this, they're gonna be expecting that from their man now. So you definitely put a hurting on us coming around this holiday season, bro.
Well, that's just making everybody step up.
He said that's just a little bit of what he do. Okay.
You got to step up. Like, we should all be stepping up. We have a lot going on as men, but I'm pretty sure women got a lot going on as women. And if we can,
y'all got a lot going on there.
At least
I'm about to step up and step out.
I got. Here you go.
Listen, I just feel like it's no different. Like, if you was broke down somewhere at 2 a.m, you call me, I'm coming. It's no different. So does that change people and their friends? Like, they should step it up. You're my friend. I've known you for years, right? So if you need me to come by, it's 2 a.m, I'm getting up, I'm going, because I'm gonna make sure you're okay. Because I'm sure if I called you, you do the same thing. So I don't see anything wrong with it. If a friend can't do that, then I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I definition of friendship is a whole nother ball game. It should be like that in friendships, but it's not. So you can't.
So when it comes to, so I did have a question for you, Nay, from a woman's perspective, and how you look at things when it comes down to, like you said, I mean, you're a straight shooter. You rather people come straight out the gate and be upfront and forward. Mm-hmm. But to tap back into that question we had earlier, whether it's harder for a man to say something to a woman about something he may be uncomfortable with, versus a woman saying it to a man, whether it's weight gain or they don't like this or that, whatever the case may be. How do you handle that? Like if you had a dude and he said, hey, no, you might come out with a dress or something that you were trying on or something, and like, I ain't digging that. I don't like that. And it might be a nice dress for you, but if he say he don't like it, how you handle something like that? Or you get your hair done, he be like, oh, I don't like your hair cut that way. You know what I mean? What do you do at a point like that?
And we talking about this individual as my dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just give us men some perspective on how ladies look at situations like that. Because I know what I go through on stuff like that.
So number one thing, right, for me is how you communicating this to me. Your text. Are you just boldly and bluntly with no care, no filter? You ain't worried about my feelings. Just yo, that look a hot mess. Or are you like, babe, I don't really feel that too much. Like, there's a way to say it. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So that's the number one important thing. Okay. For me, like you said, I'm a straight shooter. I'd rather you tell me from the get-go. Do not tell me after I bought a dress, and then the second time you see the dress, you want to tell me. Like, really? You should have told me the first time I bought the dress that you didn't really care for it. And then for me, like have the answer to why, because I'm gonna ask you why you don't like it. And then after you answer that why you don't like it, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like for me, like I want my significant other to please me, I want to please my significant other. If you don't like it, it's cool. Like it's not that.
So you're gonna take it off?
Yeah, I'm changing to something else that make you that you love seeing me in. It's like there's pebbles in the boulders. There's pebbles in the boulders.
Women and men out there, I hope y'all taking notes. She's giving some
boulders,
game.
Man. Like that's so small. That is so small.
I agree.
Yo, look, and True brought up a good point, right? And he said, what about most women out there with low self-esteem? Like I've seen some beautiful women with low self-esteem.
Yeah, most of them on Instagram.
You
can tell that they have low self-esteem. Then I've seen some women that have some high self-esteem, and I'm like, But hey, I ain't knocking them because they love themselves and they love the skin that they're in, so I can appreciate that. But for me, like telling a woman, like, I don't like this or I don't like that. Like I told my wife, if we're going somewhere and it's something that I'm just totally against, you an adult, do what you want to do, but I ain't going. So she can make the decision there to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna switch it up. Or because for me, if my wife don't like it, I ain't wearing it. Because I want her to be comfortable when we go out so we can enjoy ourselves and have fun and not be looking at me with the side eye because I got this fit on that she don't like.
It's like it's something so small, like, and it's not to say that as individuals, you gotta be nitpicking at every little thing that your significant other does. Some things that you might not like, but you see that your significant other really, really likes it. Pick and choose your battle. Just, let the girl wear the dark dress that you don't care about too much because she is really feeling herself in it. Or let your boy wear, he got a new cut that you like. Ooh. Let him rock his cut because he is really feeling it. That's how a relationship should be. It's give and take.
I agree. And
like,
just to piggyback off,
that fade ain't fading really. It ain't.
And to piggyback off of that low self-esteem situation.
Like it. You like it, so I love it.
I'm sure that's why you're the makeup artist that you are, because it changes these women's self-esteem. You know what I mean? When they can get dialed up, and I mean that's my honest passion for cutting hair, is it's a self-esteem changer to where you can take somebody who probably look like hell in hot water, but you can put them together and they feel like, from a dude's perspective, I done cut dude's hair where they be like, yo, I'm about to go bag something tonight. You know what I mean? And prior to that, you know what I mean, they was looking bad.
Mighty
you
rep.
know what I mean? So, and I know vice versa with, you know, you doing the women's makeup and stuff, but you be killing it. And I'm sure they feel like, hey, I'm about to go get my little Boaz out there. You know what I mean? Hey, he out there somewhere. But self-esteem is key, and I don't think nobody can change that for you. You definitely got to find that within yourself, and whether woman or man, you know what I mean? You have to build your own self-esteem, find it within yourself, and know who you are, which is being true to you. And
being comfortable.
Yeah, being comfortable in your own skin and knowing who you are and what you got to offer. You know what I mean?
So here's my thing with that. Like, I agree, the makeup and it helps everything, but the hair, even the haircut and the makeup, I feel like all of that enhances.
It does.
I need that. That's a different level. But if you feel like, oh, I'm gonna get what y'all call it, I'm gonna get my face beat, that really sounds horrible. But if you're gonna do all of that, and
Nostradamus, what that mouth do? He said you're gonna beat that face.
No, man.
For me with my business and makeup artistry, like one of the main things that like I constantly like point out whenever anybody's in my chair, whether I'm doing class or as an individual, like what I do specifically with my artistry is enhancements. If you ain't loving yourself without all of this,
no matter what you do,
this makeup ain't gonna do nothing for you.
So what about this? Let's, because we got to get back to this whole comfortability thing, right? But I'm gonna tie it in with this whole self-esteem. Just so you guys know, the easiest way to keep a significant other is find one with low self-esteem, because she or he ain't going nowhere, right? but if, let's say you get somebody who has
Sean, he wrong.
Let's
no,
say
I'm listening. I want to hear the rest of it.
Who doesn't have self-esteem, or they have low self-esteem, and you're trying to build their self-esteem up, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, you know, you look great. That's awesome. You don't need makeup. Your haircut's fresh. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You know, they're doing it all the time to build that self-esteem up. And then afterwards they stop. And then now they're not doing it anymore. And then your self-esteem is starting to drop. Did that person get too comfortable to like get to the point where they feel like they don't have to continue building your self-esteem anymore?
They probably felt like they got it to a point where they felt that the person is good.
Should be able to manage it.
Mm-hmm. But then when they stopped, then they were dependent on your compliments. Mm-hmm. A person that has a low self-esteem may have to go and figure out where that comes from. Yep. Because I can tell you all day how beautiful you are, but if you don't feel beautiful, it don't matter.
It don't matter. Yeah.
So you got to go and do the searching from where that stems from. People are always trying to fix what's on the outside, but it has everything to do with what's on the inside.
Yep.
Preach.
And that's why if you don't want to be lonely, go get somebody with low self-esteem, because they always going to be around.
Hold on. And for Jay, talk that talk.
Right here.
Hey, you need to go to get the kids to color that in for you, so you can, at least people can see that joint.
Hey man, they can see that. You can see it on the camera. Talk that talk. See that? Talk that talk.
It needs some life though.
It looks so pitiful.
Give it to Jace. Let him go ahead and color it for you.
Hey man, y'all killing my self-esteem. All right, let's do this. Final thoughts. What we got? Who going first?
Don't allow your comfortability to turn into complacency. Sorry, I just jumped in and went first.
You good.
Understand as individuals what your needs are more than focusing on what your wants are in a relationship specifically. And let's just be real. Let's just be real with ourselves.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was just gonna say what she said. Keep it a buck with yourself, with your significant other. Stay true to you. Like I said, all those Instagram models and male, female, y'all heard her. It ain't what you want, it's what you need. So I hope y'all took notes. Everything that looks good for the eyes ain't good for the eyes. So do your homework. Do your homework and make sure you picking the right thing. And like I said, let the Lord be your shepherd. He know what you need.
Amen.
For me, I say people are going to change every 4 to 5 years. So pay attention to the details.
Yeah.
And then
good.
Comfortable with the person that you met initially, because they're not going to be the same person in 4 to 5 years. Pay attention to those details and change with them. And then you're not going to be able to do the same things that you did initially. So then change with that and step out and do things a little bit different, spice things up, change things up, shake it up a little bit. So you don't get comfortable and you don't get to complacency. Because remember, growth stops where complacency starts. And we don't want to get to that point. We want to continuously grow and be the best version of ourselves. That's all I got. Nostradamus?
No, I agree with everything y'all said, man. You got to be comfortable with who you are in the relationship. But don't let that comfort level get to complacency. You know, like Jay said earlier, whatever you did to get her, keep doing so y'all can stay together.
So go ahead and take us out, Nate.
Thanks so much, guys, for joining us in another episode of Debate That. Oh, wow.
What do you guys think? Should you get comfortable in your relationship? Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, share with your friends, support. Thank you so much.
I see the pain.
All right, guys. Bye. I did y'all miss that, did y'all?
We did.
And neglect the reasons that's behind it. Let's talk about cause and effect. You never bring up that yet.
We did. Jay actually tried to fill in for you with it.
It's up.
Things ain't never been
Actually, I did a little bit, and then Nostradamus was like, bye.
Too close to still feel pain. Take a trip down memory lane. But one thing for certain, my people are hurting. I'm seeing the beauty, you seeing the circus. When we scream out Black Lives Matter, that don't mean that we don't value yours. It's just our house is on fire, so just pass us the water. We gotta fight until we win. We want justice, nothing else I wanna live. We gotta fight for our kids. So don't think we giving up until we get it. Oh, we gotta hold on. All we gotta do is stay strong. So we gotta hold on. No matter what it takes, let's stay strong. You just gotta hold on. We want justice, nothing less, we standing strong. I'm telling you to hold on. Yeah, I'ma let you know that everything will be okay. Take a look at yourself, understand who you are. I see a black king, I see a black queen. Don't be ashamed of your scars. Spreading the love of your family, praying for peace for your sanity. Take a look at yourself, your skin is your wealth. Lean on your brother for help. Everything's happening is breaking me down, but seeing the unity's picking me up. Feeling this weight of this gravity, but can't let them damage my sanity. Been using this love, we gotta hold on. All we gotta do is stay strong. So we gotta hold on. No matter what it takes, let's stay strong. You just gotta hold on. We want justice, nothing less, we standing strong. I'm telling you to hold on. I'ma let you know that everything gon'